motorcycles and death. Let's talk about things to help avoid that situation from happening. I'm going to talk about some things that you can do while riding a motorcycle here in Thailand to avoid having a serious accident. Over to this side, I will put video up of a typical ride around Chiang Mai in Thailand, where I just went out for a quick scoot around, and we'll just have a look during that. You can listen to my voice, but watch the video and you will see what's going on with on the roads. So what we're going to do is we'll go for a scoot along and keep an eye on some of the obstacles and situations that come across on a typical ride. So number one, okay, is wear the safety gear. Okay, I know it's tempting, it's hot, it's humid, you know, you don't want to put on that hot gear. Please wear enclosed shoes, wear a helmet, okay, if possible wear gloves, and if possible also wear some protection in your jeans, something that's Kevlar lined with padding or something. Anything you can think of will minimize the damage you do to yourself if things go wrong. Now, a lot of the time people will avoid doing these things, and I have seen just in the short time I've been living here this year many accidents, almost fortnightly. Most of them not too bad, just a few scrapes and that, but some of them quite serious. So one of the things I will talk about is obstacles on the road. Okay, there are potholes all over this place. I swear there are potholes everywhere, and it is just, you've got to be really focused on where you're headed. Look ahead if you can. Okay, but having said that, watch the vehicles in front of you too, because you don't want to be too close, but you don't want to be too far behind either. Okay, because if you leave a gap between the vehicle in front, it's just another temptation for somebody to overtake you and put you at risk. Another thing related to that is keep up with the flow of traffic. Okay, don't go too slow. If you're just I like riding along, and I don't like missing things, and I like to see what's going on, and I like to have a look around, but it is extremely dangerous because drivers don't know what you're doing when they're behind you. If all the other bikes are going past you and other vehicles, they don't know if you're going to turn or what, so they take risks going past you, crossing onto the other side of the road with oncoming vehicles and motorbikes, or they just come up really fast on you, and you've got to be very careful. And most of the time you end up watching your mirrors to make sure no one's going to run up the back of you. So keep up with the flow of traffic where you can. Know where you're going exactly, because you know, slowing down and looking around trying to find where the 7-Eleven store is or where that shop is you're looking for, pull over, get your bearings, and then get back on that road and have another look. Also with obstacles on the road, besides potholes, you're going to have a lot of animals on the road. Dogs have a habit of coming out and sleeping on the road. It's cooler for them, and they come out and they just lie there. 9 times out of 10 they won't get up and move, and it can be really dangerous, particularly if they're in the shadow of trees. Okay, you may not see them at all. So be careful, and even the ones that are moving around, make sure that be prepared if they decide to come and chase you. I've seen many people on their bikes being chased by dogs, and that can be very dangerous, very distracting, and put you off your focus, and you could end up anywhere. All right, so just keep going where you can, just keep going straight. Over here in Thailand, they drive on the left-hand side of the road. Now, if you're from America, you've got a big learning curve. Okay, just be aware of that. At least most of the time they drive on the left-hand side of the road. Many times they don't. You'll get motorcycles coming up that inside breakdown lane the wrong way, trying to take a street that's further up. And this can happen on side roads or even on the highways. So be aware that motorcycles can be coming the other way, and you do need to keep right over to the left and, where possible, in that breakdown lane where you can, so you can give vehicles enough room to get past you safely and other bike riders. Oncoming traffic, you'll find that if there's a lot of oncoming traffic, motorbikes will tend to overtake them, and even if it's on blind corners. That's another reason why you should be keeping right over to the left of your lane, because you could end up riding along and then veering around to the right with traffic coming the other way, and all of a sudden there's a motorbike who's cut across onto your lane and he's trying to get past traffic. Very, very dangerous. So is turning right, okay, if you can picture that, turning right into a side road from a busy road on a corner, on a sweeping long curve. Because if it's a lot of traffic, again, you could be just stopped, sitting there waiting for the traffic for a gap in the traffic, and suddenly here comes a motorbike bearing right down on you on your side of the road. So that can happen. Another thing too is you'll find that over here in Thailand, and I haven't noticed it in other countries, and I think this is a good thing safety wise, is that vehicles pulling out of side streets or driveways, they don't stop, okay? They won't stop and wait for it to be clear, particularly if they're turning left in the direction you're going. They will actually slowly come out and slowly come out, even if there's traffic, giving you a chance to see them, and then you decide whether you're going to slow down, let them out, or that you've got enough room and enough space to continue on and go around them and keep going. All right? But there's nothing more nerve-wracking than seeing a car stop and you're coming up and you're just hoping they see you before they start moving. All right? Where possible, try and come out to the right a bit and keep your distance. Another thing that's very important with riding on the roads over here is traffic lights. Okay, not so much for the user of the road, but for pedestrians. Traffic lights here, particularly ones just for pedestrians crossing the road, are not treated the same as they are in the West. Okay, the traffic light might go red, but the traffic won't stop unless they actually see a person crossing the road. And even when that person's crossed the road and it's clear and no one else is, if it's still red, the traffic will go through that red light. So just be aware of that. It's same with normal pedestrian crossings. Completely ignore those pedestrian crossings when you see people wanting to cross, because the traffic does. They will not stop for you. Very, very rarely will they stop for you if you're at a pedestrian crossing. Many tourists who aren't aware of this will stop there and wait, and then they'll realise that the cars aren't going to stop. Okay, but just be aware of it on a motorcycle, that some tourists who aren't used to it could step out expecting you to stop. Okay, so give yourself time to react. That's one of the key things, is your reaction time. If you see something ahead, a dog, a pothole, a car pulling out, vehicle coming down your side of the road, you want to see that in as advanced as possible, okay, because that way you've got more time to react. Okay, in the rain it's a completely different matter. If you can avoid it, try not to ride your motorcycle while there's a downpour. Not only can you not see well because of your helmet, but neither can anybody else. Okay, you're probably about 50% more invisible to other road users in the rain than you are on a bright, clear, sunny day like this. Okay, another thing is nighttime. Avoid riding at nighttime if you can. Okay, because again, stray soy dogs can come running out for some reason. They can smell a foreigner. I've seen motorbikes go down ahead of me down this nice quiet road. I've seen dogs on the side, totally ignore them, and as soon as I come along, they're all coming out after me. So be aware of that. And the fact that you can't see the potholes, the lighting is nowhere near as good as, if not existent at all, in the West. And car drivers, most of the time, will not have any headlights on. Same with motorbikes. Some motorbikes don't have headlights, or they're just not working. So be aware that nighttime is very, very dangerous. And it doesn't matter what sort of bike you got, whether you're riding a 125 little scooter, or you're on a Kawasaki Ninja, or you're on a big adventure bike like a 500 or 650, the rules are still the same. It's just there's a bigger chance if you're on a bigger bike that you're probably going faster and having more chance of having a more serious accident. Particularly if you're on twisty roads, if you're riding around twisty mountainous roads. I've just come back from Pai up north. There's a couple of videos on that, and those roads are incredible. There's over 700 twisty switchback corners on that trip from Chiang Mai to Pai. But it is one of the most dangerous roads as well. Even in beautiful weather like I had, you come down through corners and there might be gravel across the road. There might be cow shit on the road. There could be anything, water coming across the road, anything to take you down off your bike. So always go slower and be able to see ahead, especially in those hairpin turns. And of course, again, oncoming traffic. They're going to be cutting those corners and those hairpin turns really seriously. Very, very dangerous. So be aware of that. If you want to go back and watch some of those videos I did, definitely go back into the playlist and check that out. But if I've left out anything that you think I should have mentioned, please put that down in the comments below. I hope you saw some of the things I have to deal with in the video playing, just as a small example of what it's like on the roads here. Make sure you've got your driver's license, international license, and you have experience on a motorcycle. You can't just come over here if you've never ridden a scooter before, and it does happen, and think you can just jump on. That's just really is pretty crazy thing to do. And I'm telling you now, most of your travel insurance is not going to cover you if you are not licensed in your home country. So be aware of that as well. Okay. All right, so thank you all. Thanks for watching the video. Please hit that subscribe or join if you like. That'd be great. And you'll get to see all the future videos I come out. And I do a live stream every weekend. You're welcome to join in and watch. And yeah, so take care out there, especially on the bikes. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Cheers.